Hello, everyone. I think I'm live now. So, a very good evening to all. I hope that you all are doing well. This side Priya Bhatia, and in this particular video, we will discuss about the DSA masterclass with respect to roadmap and all those stuff which are required to understand DSA portion. Okay. To complete, we'll try to wrap up the session in within 1 hour. This may I'll try to take your questions as well. There are lot many students who are asking this question again and again कि DSA पढ़ने के लिए what are the major things which we have to take care of. So today we will do a talk with respect to that. ठीक है. Completely जो हमारी 1 घंटे का session होने वाला है, that is with respect to the DSA part only. ठीक है. If you have any sort of questions to ask in between, you can just write in the chat window and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. That's the real objective to make this live. Okay. So I really want this live to be more interactive, and I want you all to ask me the questions whatever you have in your head. ठीक है. इससे पहले we will start the session. Can I get some confirmation? Am I properly visible, clearly audible or not? Can someone give me the confirmation? I think there are so many people who are watching me live now. So can you guys give me the confirmation once? Am I clearly visible, properly audible or not? Let's have some chit chat and then we will start the session. Meanwhile, other people are also joining, right? A very good evening, Roshan. How are you? Yes, audible. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Okay, perfect. The Unseen 24, thank you so much for the confirmation. Let me try to share the screen also, and then we will start the session. I have prepared some content for you all to discuss in this session, in this live masterclass. And that's what I want to discuss here. So there are so many stuffs written here. So that's everything which I had in my head, which I want to discuss in today's live. Uh, I just want to make sure that I will not miss anything. That's why I have written whatever things I have in my head, step by step. We will try to discuss everything. So, shall we start the session? I think it would be a great talk because the very first thing which we have to understand is that why DSA is important. DSA पढ़ना ज़रूरी ही क्यों है, right? Whether we are moving towards a full stack web development domain, or whether we are moving towards a data science domain, right? Or we are moving towards any other specific domain, maybe Java developer or any other domain per se, you will always heard this term कि DSA करना जरूरी है. DSA अपना first round होगा whenever you're going for any interview. So what's the reason behind that? What's the logic behind that? Why companies are still asking in the very first round the DSA part? Let's try to understand that part. Okay. Uh, Yes, that is what we will discuss, Roshan, today. So, I am aspiring data scientist, currently working on my statistics. I just wanted to know how important it is DSA when it comes to interviews. Yes, that's what I will discuss in today's session. Okay, perfect. सबसे पहले तो yes, for example, Roshan just found my channel today. So there are so many people who might join live and they are not aware about me. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Priya Bhatia, and I'll be working as a data scientist. Now, uh, I have completed my master's in the last year from IIT Hyderabad, and I did the master's in the specialization of AI itself. And I remember that when I was pursuing my master's, there was a subject of advanced DSA. There was a subject of advanced DSA, considering that people have already have a core idea of the concepts of data structures and algorithms. So even though I was pursuing my master's in AI, I still have that subject. Considering what I want to see here, that even though you want to pursue your further education or your further industry part with respect to data science, for example, Roshan has said that only. So in that scenario also, data DSA plays a very important role. You have to study DSA. Now the question is how much is required. That's what we will discuss it in today's session. Okay. So I have been teaching this DSA from past 3 years. So when I started learning and doing my master's program from IIT Hyderabad, that's where I remember in September 2020, I started teaching data structures and algorithms as well. So it's been a 3 years long journey where I am teaching these concepts of data structures algorithms apart from data science part. Now I have met so many different domain people, right? There are so many students who are from a, a specific domain. Some people are highly experienced, some people are just starting out, many people are freshers also, right? And I always say that be it any domain, this data structure algorithms knowledge is a must, and it will always help you to crack some good product based companies. So the only motivation for me also, if you will ask me that why you are teaching DSA, is that I really want to have a good expertise and command over this concepts of data such as algorithms. Why is that so? What is the motivation behind that? The very first thing which you will be able to observe is that if you are good with the concepts of data such as algorithms, you will be able to get an idea that how we can optimize the code. अब आपने कोड लिख दिया, अगर मान लो किसी को आइडिया ही नहीं है कि डेटा स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है, एल्गोरिथम्स क्या होता है, तो how will they able to reduce the time and the space complexity? What is the meaning of a time complexity? कि कितना टाइम अपने कोड को एग्जीक्यूट करने में लग रहा है. What is the meaning of a space complexity? कितना एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस हम यूज कर रहे हैं टू एग्जीक्यूट दैट कोड. मीनिंग जब भी हम ऑप्टिमाइज कोड की बात करते हैं, our target is to have a minimum time and a minimum space, right? Efficiently, we want to write a code with the minimum time and minimum space. So that is where this optimization part will come into picture, and you will be effectively do this optimization only with the help of knowing the concepts of data structure algorithms. So, for example, MP has asked, hello Priya ma'am, DSA will be useful for ML? Definitely yes. Definitely yes. मशीन लर्निंग पढ़ने के लिए भी when you will go in depth towards the algorithms of machine learning, for example हमारे पास supervised machine learning algorithms है, unsupervised machine learning algorithms है. मान लिया कि आप लोग sklearn को यूज करके डायरेक्टली algorithms को implement कर रहे हो, but whenever you will go towards the major changes that will happen internally, you have to optimize the code. या फिर अगर आप जाके देखो कि you know KNN की ऑप्टिमाइजेशन कैसे हो रखी है, यू विल बी एबल टू गेट एन आइडिया. रिसर्च पेपर खोल के देखना कि ट्री डेटा स्ट्रक्चर प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, राइट? सिमिलरली अभी थोड़े दिन पहले ही आई होप दैट यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड द न्यूज दैट चैट जीपीटी के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग गूगल ने फिर से अपार्ट फ्रॉम गूगल बार्ट एक जेमिनी करके टूल लॉन्च हुआ है. वेरी रिसेंटली दिस न्यूज केम अप एंड आई वाज एक्सप्लोरिंग दैट टूल आल्सो. In my WhatsApp channel link also I have spreaded this information and the link of that. Again अगर आप वहां पर देखो तो डायनेमिक प्रोग्रामिंग का यूज किया गया है इंटरनली, अगर आप उसकी वीडियो सुनो तो. सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज कि जहां पर भी आपको किसी भी कोड को ऑप्टिमाइज करना है, wherever you want to optimize the code, you have to use this concepts of DSA. Only then you will be able to get an idea. And I think that's the very first reason why the companies are asking in the very first round the critical concepts of data structure algorithms, be it any domain. ठीक है, तो ये तो हो गया पहला रीजन कि हमें डीएसए क्यों आना चाहिए. सेकेंड रीजन, अगर आप किसी भी कंपनी में जाते हो, इफ यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी और यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनी, अब इन दोनों में फर्क क्या है? मेनी पीपल मे बी आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू एज वेल. जैसा कि नाम से पता चल रहा है, प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड मीन्स ऐसी कंपनीज जो अपने खुद के प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करती हैं, राइट? उन पे काम करती हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल गूगल, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, फेसबुक, ऑल दीज आर द बिग प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज. These are the MNCs, right? Multinational companies are there. For example, I have mentioned about Google, Meta, or you can say Facebook. Anyone, any name is fine here. या फिर Amazon. You must have heard these bigger names, right? All the other MNCs. Then we have startups also, which comes under the category of product-based companies. For example, Ola, right? Uber, Paytm. All these are the startups, but they are doing extremely well because again, these are the product-based companies, and again, they're giving a very good package also. If you're applying for these kind of companies, so you will get a very good package, you will get a very good amount of ESOPs and so on. Then comes our service based companies, where these companies are providing services to the bigger MNCs. So basically, if you will be heard of the Wipro, right? या फिर आप लोगों ने नाम सुना हो इन्फोसिस, अगेन वेरी कॉमन नेम, राइट? Cognizant. There are so many companies again that we have with respect to this service based TCS. ये सभी examples है service based companies के. Now the major difference which you will observe with respect to these two companies is that you will get low package uh, in terms of, if you're a fresher and if you're starting your job journey, service based companies will provide you extremely low packages comparable to the product based companies. That's what you will observe. ठीक है? अब आपका टारगेट क्या है? What is your target? इन तीनों ही कंपनी, मतलब इन दोनों ही कंपनीज में, whether it be a product based or service based, you will require DSA. But the amount of effort which is required in service based company is lesser as comparable to product based. The knowledge required for DSA part in order to crack that company, I would say, is quite lesser as comparable to product based. तो अगर आपका टारगेट है कि मुझे तो प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज में ही जाना है, आई वांट टू क्रैक दोज कंपनीज, then at that point of time you have to be very very good in terms of data structure algorithms, be it MNCs, be it startups. Usually MNCs, for example, whatever names I have mentioned, even Microsoft again is a very big name. I'm obviously missing so many names, but I hope you're getting my point कि इन कंपनीज के अंदर जो बेसिकली एमएनसीज हैं हमारे पास में, वहां पर तो आपको मतलब अच्छे से, मतलब इजी से लेके एडवांस लेवल डीएसए तक की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी. स्टार्टअप्स में हो सकता है कि इजी से इंटरमीडिएट लेवल तक भी चल जाएगा, एंड सर्विस बेस्ड में हो सकता है कि सिर्फ इजी लेवल का डीएसए पता हो तो भी आपका काम चल जाएगा. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन विच कंपनीज यू आर टारगेटिंग, योर प्रिपरेशन लेवल विल गेट चेंज्ड. इसीलिए मैंने हर एक लेवल पे आपको समझाने की कोशिश करूंगी आज कि लेट्स से कि यू आर टारगेटिंग, मे बी एज अ फ्रेशर, मे बी यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट अभी के लिए ना जॉब मिल जाए मुझे, लेट्स से बी इट एनी कंपनी, आई विल बी ओके विद दैट. तो उस केस में यू शुड एटलीस्ट गो विद द इजी लेवल डीएसए. आपको कम से कम आई वुड सजेस्ट कि इजी लेवल का डीएसए तो आना ही चाहिए. नाउ यू कैन आस्क मी वन क्वेश्चन दैट हु आर यू टू सजेस्ट दिस थिंग, राइट? आप कौन हो? आप, जैसा कि मैंने अपने इंट्रोडक्शन में पहले बता चुकी हूँ कि मैंने अपनी जर्नी में, इट्स बीन अ वाइल, आई हैव गिवन द इंटरव्यूज फ्रॉम ऑल द स्टार्टअप्स टू द एमएनसीज एंड सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनीज में. टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक, मैंने आज तक इंटरव्यू नहीं दिया है, बट आई हैव सीन द प्रोसेस व्हेन आई वाज परस्यूइंग माय बैचलर्स, when my friends were giving the interviews, and it's been a great journey, it's been a long journey, so I have experienced everything. That's why I'm saying I have cracked multiple companies in terms of MNCs. I have worked there, right? And then startup also, I have worked in startup also. So basically what I'm trying to convey here is ki, depending upon which company you're targeting, what kind of package you're targeting, which college you're coming from, your preparation level will get changed. अब वो हर किसी के लिए डिफरेंट होगा. अब हो सकता है कि जैसा कि मैंने बोला कि किसी का ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि मुझे अभी जॉब मिल जाए एज अ फ्रेशर, बी इट एनी कंपनी, आई डोंट केयर. सो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम आई वुड सजेस्ट टू दैट पर्सन कि एटलीस्ट इजी लेवल का डीएसए तो कर ही लो. व्हाट कम्स इन इजी लेवल डीएसए, मतलब कि आपके एरे के टॉपिक्स, एरे में जो हमारे पास में 1D एरे है या 2D एरे है, मैट्रिक्स के जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, उसके बाद स्ट्रिंग्स, मैप, सेट, टू पॉइंटर्स अप्रोच क्या होता है, और जो बेसिक बेसिक एल्गोरिथम्स होते हैं जैसे कि लीनियर सर्च हो गया, या फिर सॉर्टिंग एल्गोरिथम जैसे कि बबल सॉर्ट, सिलेक्शन सॉर्ट, इंसर्शन सॉर्ट, लीनियर सर्च, all these are the very basic DSA portion. At least I would suggest to that person who is willing to apply, at least in service based company, will cover up this part. This much is actually required, this much is mandatory. If you are going without doing this preparation, I think you will not able to crack this. And I'm saying beat any background, आप किसी भी बैकग्राउंड से हो, अगर आपको टेक इंडस्ट्री में टेक रोल में एंटर करना है तो आपको इतना डीएसए तो आना ही चाहिए. दैट इज द मिनिमम थिंग आई एम सेइंग. ठीक है? एरेज, स्ट्रिंग्स, मैट्रिक्स, मैप, two pointers, basic algorithms. Now let me tell you the resources also from where you can learn free of cost. And just give me a moment, I'll just let you know. If you will just go and check it out, although there are many videos also available, but if let's say कि अगर आपको पाइथन में करना है, राइट? अब यहाँ पे एक लैंग्वेज का भी बेर आता है। बहुत लोग मुझसे पूछते हैं कि विच पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज शुड आई गो विद? आई वुड से कि आप जिस भी लैंग्वेज में कंफर्टेबल हो उस लैंग्वेज में जाओ और डीएसए कर लो। डोंट बी इन दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन एंड बी इन दैट एम्बिग्विटी कि मुझे कौन सी लैंग्वेज से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए। कोई भी कंपनी आपको ये नहीं बोलेगी कि आपको इसी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में काम करना है। लेट्स से कि आपको आपका फ्यूचर पर्सपेक्टिव ये है कि मुझे ना डेटा डोमेन में जाना है, डेटा साइंटिस्ट बनना है, डेटा इंजीनियर बनना है, डेटा एनालिस्ट बनना है। उस केस में आई वुड सजेस्ट कि पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में आपको डीएसए करना स्टार्ट कर देना चाहिए। लेट्स से कि आप मुझे बोलते हो कि मुझे तो वेब डेवलपमेंट में जाना है, सो आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट पर्सन कि जावास्क्रिप्ट में डीएसए कर लो। सिमिलरली लेट्स से समवन विल से कि मुझे ना एंड्रॉइड डेवलपमेंट में जाना है, सो आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट पर्सन कि आप लोग मे बी जावा के अंदर डीएसए कर लो। सो स्पेसिफिकली आई हैव डिजाइन्ड अ सेपरेट प्लेलिस्ट, इफ यू विल गो एंड चेक इट आउट। एवरी particular concept is available in this DSA using Python playlist. If you will go and check it out, you will be clearly able to see this, right? Now, let's move ahead with respect to the next part. So, language is not a barrier. Again, I am saying DSA एक concept है, उसको concept की तरह समझना। और लैंग्वेज आप अपने अकॉर्डिंग चूज कर सकते हो। आपको किस चीज में फर्दर एक्सपर्टीज लेनी है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग यू कैन डिसाइड कि वेदर यू शुड गो फॉर पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग और जावास्क्रिप्ट और जावा एंड सो ऑन, राइट? दैट्स हाउ यू कैन डिसाइड दैट पार्ट। लेट्स मूव अहेड टू द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट। नेक्स्ट आता है इंटरमीडिएट डीएसए। अब यहां पे बात आती है कि अगर आपको लेट्स से कि सर्विस बेस्ड या फिर आप टारगेट कर रहे हो, या तो आप टारगेट कर रहे हो सर्विस बेस्ड का, या फिर आपका टारगेट स्टार्टअप भी है कि स्टार्टअप, और एंड बाय द वे स्टार्टअप में भी काफी अच्छा पैकेज मिलता है। सो इफ यू आर टारगेटिंग कि यार या तो स्टार्टअप निकल जाए या फिर सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनी निकल जाए, या सर्विस बेस्ड नहीं तो स्टार्टअप में मेरा फोकस है, तो आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट पर्सन कि इंटरमीडिएट डीएसए आपका कंप्लीट होना चाहिए। अब इंटरमीडिएट डीएसए में क्या आता है? बाइनरी सर्च एल्गोरिथम, उससे रिलेटेड जितने भी क्वेश्चंस हैं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एल्गोरिथम है इंटरव्यू पर्सपेक्टिव से, आपको समझ में आना चाहिए कैसे काम करता है, किस तरीके से इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस बाइनरी सर्च पे पूछ जाते हैं, वो सब चीजें आपको क्लियरली पता होनी चाहिए। उसके बाद रिकर्जन प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन कंप्लीट डीएसए। आपको पूरा ओवरऑल आइडिया होना चाहिए रिकर्जन के बारे में, रिकर्जन कैसे काम करता है। उसी के अंदर एक कॉन्सेप्ट आता है रिकरेंस रिलेशन को सॉल्व करने का, वो सब आपको पता होना चाहिए। After that, you should have a great idea about the linked list, stack queue, trees, divide and conquer approach. All these things, all these lists is coming under the category of a intermediate DSA. जहां पे आई वुड सजेस्ट कि अगर आप किसी स्टार्टअप के लिए सोच रहे हो तो इतना तो मिनिमम आपको आना ही चाहिए, इतना तो मिनिमम आपको आना ही चाहिए, राइट? इतना तो मिनिमम आपको आना ही चाहिए। When you are thinking about सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनी, इतना तो मिनिमम आपको आना ही चाहिए, इतना तो मिनिमम आपको आना ही चाहिए। समझ में आया? तो ये तो हो गया कि सर्विस बेस्ड में बेसिक लेवल। अगर आप स्टार्टअप तक का थॉट ले रहे हो तो इंटरमीडिएट लेवल। अब अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि नहीं मुझे तो एमएनसी ही टारगेट करना है, एंड दैट टू अ वेरी गुड कंपनीज लाइक मांग कंपनीज विच यू यूजुअली से, या फिर उसके कंपैरिजन में और कंपनीज जो है उतने ही लेवल की मुझे कंपनी चाहिए, in that case I think you should go further with respect to the advanced DSA portion, where we will be having the concepts of greedy algorithm, heap data structure, sliding window concept is there, right? After that we will be having a concept of advanced recursion backtracking concept is there, DP concept है हमारे पास में, right? इसके अलावा हमारे पास में ग्राफ के कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, जिसमें हमारे पास बहुत सारे एल्गोरिथम्स आते हैं लाइक क्रूस्कुल, प्रिम्स एंड सो ऑन। अब अगेन इन सब एल्गोरिथम्स को आपको लॉजिक पता होना चाहिए, आपका फाउंडेशन क्लियर होना चाहिए, एंड अगेन इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंप्लीमेंटेशन वाइज यू कैन इंप्लीमेंट इट इन एनी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज। You should be comfortable with the foundational part. You should be comfortable with how internally things are working on. Remaining things in terms of implementation, I think it would be very easy if you will just don't worry about the programming language and will be more focused about the logical perspective. यहाँ पर अगर आप देखो ना, जैसे मैंने गूगल में जब इंटरव्यू दिया था, सो आई रिमेंबर माई एक्सपीरियंस, एंड फ्रॉम माई एक्सपीरियंस आई एम शेयरिंग विद यू ऑल। दे डोंट इवन गेव मी अ प्रॉपर पोर्टल जहां पे मुझे कोड लिखना है, एंड दे डोंट इवन केयर कि मैं सिंटेक्स ऐसे लिख रही हूँ कि नहीं। What they are really worried, or what the interviewer is really worried, is that whether I am writing a optimized logic or not. क्या मैं वो अप्रोच बता पा रही हूँ जिसमें कम से कम टाइम और स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी यूज हो. एंड दैट इज व्हाट अवर रियल टारगेट इज ऑल अबाउट. हमें अपने कॉन्सेप्ट्स को इस तरीके से समझना है डीएसए में कि हम सोच सकेंगे सोचना कैसे, किसी भी क्वेश्चन को करना कैसे. दैट इज व्हाट वी शुड हैव टू थिंक हियर, राइट? Can we move ahead? Is this fine, everyone? Is it fine until so far? Any question anyone is having? I'll take the questions in between. कुछ questions भी आ रहे हैं मेरे पास में. I'll take that. But अभी तक का क्लियर हुआ? तो अगर आपको आपका लेवल जो है आपको इस कंपनी तक का लेवल रखना है, so it all depends on the dreams, right? What things you are expecting from yourself, and accordingly I would suggest you can start your preparation accordingly. अब इसके अलावा हमारे पास कुछ मिसलेनियस टॉपिक होते हैं डीएसए में, जैसे कि बिट मैनिपुलेशन हो गया, स्ट्रिंग एल्गोरिथम्स होते हैं जैसे कि केएमपी एल्गोरिथम हो गया, नंबर थ्योरी हो गया, सेगमेंट ट्रीज हो गए. उसके बाद आप लास्ट में जाके ये टॉपिक्स आप कवर अप कर सकते हो. कुछ कंपनीज जो कि काफी अच्छा पैकेज देती है, जैसे कि डायरेक्टराई हो गई, कोऑर्डिनेशन हो गया, ये कंपनीज में आपसे इस लेवल के कॉन्सेप्ट्स भी पूछे जा सकते हैं. सो व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट इज कि आपको जो प्रिपरेशन करनी चाहिए ना, वो प्रायोरिटी वाइज करनी चाहिए. कि मैं मेरी P1 प्रायोरिटी है कि सबसे पहले ना मैं लेट्स से कि ये वाला पार्ट पोर्शन कवर अप कर लूं. दिस इज माय प्रायोरिटी P1. कि अरे मैं प्रिपेयर एटलीस्ट सर्विस बेस के लिए तो कर लूं. दिस इज माय फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी. फिर आपको लेवल ग्रो करना चाहिए कि ठीक है यहां तक तो कर लिया, अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. लेट्स से कि स्टार्टअप को एक टारगेट देते हैं, ठीक है, अच्छे स्टार्टअप को देते हैं जिसमें मेरे पास अच्छा पैकेज ग्रो हो सके. उबर, ओला, ये काफी अच्छे अच्छे पैकेजेस, यू नो, इफ यू विल गो एंड चेक इट आउट, दे आर गिविंग वेरी गुड पैकेजेस. आफ्टर दैट इफ यू विल गो एंड मूव अहेड, लेट्स से कि आप एक ऐसे टाइम पे आ गए हो, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि व्हेन वी आर स्टार्टिंग अवर जर्नी ना, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम स्टार्टअप इज अ गुड ऑप्शन बिकॉज यू विल गो देयर, यू विल लर्न सो मेनी थिंग्स. बहुत स्क्रैच से आप प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाना शुरू करते हो, जबकि एमएनसीज में एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में होता है. But after some point of time, you have your responsibilities at your home, right? Maybe as of now you're a bachelor, but in future, obviously, then when you get married, you have other responsibilities also. So at that point of time, you're looking for a work-life balance. At that point of time, I think it's a great time where you should switch from a startup to a MNC, and that would be your priority number 3, where you will spend your time in terms of learning the advanced concepts of DSA. And after that, this is the priority number 4, where you, if you're interested, if you're very curious, go to learn this concept as well, right? Now, all these are the levels which I am talking about here. One important thing and one important mistake which many people usually do is कि जैसे हमने arrays पढ़ लिया, उसके बाद हम arrays के question कर रहे हैं, फिर हमने string पढ़ा, उसके बाद हम string के question कर रहे हैं. But when we do a mix up of all these questions, we usually get confused. या फिर many people get confused. I have seen that, you know, there are so many students whom I have taught, and they told me that that's the issue they're facing internally, right? So what is the best practices कि आप एक बार जब टॉपिक को कवर कर लो, try to mix up the questions and then try to do कि मैं कौन सा यहाँ पर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर लगाऊं so that I will be able to have a better optimization part, या फिर मैं कौन सा एल्गोरिथम यहाँ पर लगाऊं कि मेरा मिनिमम टाइम और स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी आए. सो दैट इज वेयर I would suggest that please try to do a mixed problems after every topic. Once you will finish that, आपके problems mix up करने की कोशिश करो ताकि आपको क्लैरिटी मिल जाए कि आपको जेन्युइनली कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया है या आपने रट लिया बस. You should have to understand the concept pretty well, right? So just try to jumble up the problems. I think LeetCode is a very good platform. It's not a promotional kind of a video, but whatever things I am following, I am sharing with you all. And I have seen a lot of progress here. So many students who have learned from me, and I personally on the live sessions also taken this LeetCode platform to teach. They have got success. They have got so many, job opportunities also, right? अब यहाँ पर एक और क्वेश्चन हमारे पास आता है कि ठीक है ये सब तो आपने बता दिया कि कैसे कौन कौन से टॉपिक्स पढ़ने हैं, इजी लेवल क्या होगा, इंटरमीडिएट लेवल क्या होगा, एडवांस लेवल क्या होगा, बट पढ़ना कैसे है, हाउ टू स्टडी, मैं पढ़ूं कैसे. फर्स्ट थिंग, एज आई टोल्ड यू कि प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के लिए आप कंफर्टेबल हो जाओ. आपको कम से कम एक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज अच्छे से आनी चाहिए, बी इट जावा, बी इट पाइथन, बी इट जावास्क्रिप्ट JS, or any other. I don't care. Literally, I don't care, because no company will force you to write the code in that programming language. You have to understand what is your domain expertise. आपको आगे जाके किस डोमेन में काम करना है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप अपनी लैंग्वेज को एक एक्सपर्ट लेवल पे लेके जाओ. ठीक है. फर्स्ट थिंग इज प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, जो कि आपको कंफर्टेबल होना चाहिए. सेकेंड थिंग इज डिसिप्लिन, क्योंकि यहां पर आपको पढ़ने के लिए मे बी रिसोर्सेज बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे, बट यू हैव टू बी डिसिप्लिन इनफ टू फॉलो अ रिसोर्स एंड देन स्टडी वेरी हार्ड फॉर दैट. कोई भी, अगर आप देखो तो यूट्यूब पे भी बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल है, इवन मेरी ही वीडियोस अवेलेबल है, प्लेलिस्ट अवेलेबल है, बाकी लोगों ने भी बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी प्लेलिस्ट अवेलेबल है, राइट. द ओनली थिंग इज, आपको या तो रिकॉर्डेड कंटेंट मिल जाएगा, राइट, जैसा कि मैंने बोला कि यूट्यूब पे देख सकते हो, या फिर कोर्स भी देख सकते हो किसी का, एंड यू विल बी एबल टू ऑब्जर्व कि सेल्फ पेस्ड में हम पढ़ रहे हैं, एंड यू विल बी एबल टू ऑब्जर्व कि इट विल रिक्वायर अ लॉट ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी, लॉट ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, एंड लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट, लॉट ऑफ मोटिवेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड. अदर वे विच यू कैन पिक अप, अगर आपको लगता है कि पढ़ने में कहीं ना कहीं डीएस से आपका लैक हो रहा है, मोटिवेशन लैक हो रहा है, सो यू कैन पिक अप any of the live courses. For example, few days back only, I have launched my own live course. And that's the only reason, because I was getting so many emails personally, so many messages on LinkedIn, ki we are not, we are missing that motivation. We want to learn with you, and we want to learn in a live mode. If I'll just upload and launch a course on the recorded part, many people are not interested in taking that. And even I already have done so on my YouTube channel free of cost, right? But in terms of live, many people were interested, and I got so many enrollments as well. That's the only reason, because so many people are really looking for the live part, जहाँ पे mentor बैठा हो, mentor हमें बता रहा हो कि ऐसे ऐसे होगा, ऐसे ऐसे करना है, एक स्मूथ पाथ मिल जाए, एक स्मूथ जर्नी मिल जाए, एक स्मूथ गाइडेंस मिल जाए. बट ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि वो जो गाइडेंस है वो सही इंसान से हो, राइट. यू कैन check the credibility of that person, maybe via looking the LinkedIn, right. आज के टाइम पे इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड समवन ऑन लिंक्डइन. अगर कोई बंदा प्रोफेशनली गुड है, क्रेडिबल है, तो ऑब्वियसली वो लिंक्डइन पे भी अवेलेबल होगा. यू कैन जस्ट गो एंड एक्सप्लोर एंड चेक इट आउट, एंड देन मे बी डिसाइड व्हाट थिंग्स आर देयर, राइट. आफ्टर दैट, इफ यू विल बी एबल टू ऑब्जर्व, थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज ट्राई टू मेक नोट्स. ये मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ व्हेनेवर आई यूज्ड टू टीच. मे बी सम पीपल यूजुअली से कि क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, नोट्स होने चाहिए या नहीं होने चाहिए, आपको कोड आना चाहिए. दैट्स ट्रू, सबकी अपनी अपनी अप्रोच है. बट व्हाट आई फील इज, इफ यू विल बी एबल टू ऑब्जर्व, आई हैड गिवन द गेट एग्जाम. एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम आई प्रिपेयर्ड माई DSA नोट्स, एंड यू डोंट बिलीव मी, टुडे ऑल्सो दैट नोट्स आर हेल्पिंग मी अ लॉट, बिकॉज दैट्स माई पर्सनल नोट्स. सो व्हाट आई यूजुअली प्रेफर इज कि अगर आपको कुछ चीजें ऐसी मिलती हैं कहीं से भी, अगर आप पढ़ते हो, इफ यू विल फील लाइक कि ये चीज जो है ना कुछ नई है जो मुझे नहीं पता थी, ट्राई टू राइट इट डाउन. ट्राई टू मेक अ हैबिट ऑफ राइटिंग इट डाउन. I think when we write down something, it will always sustain in our head. And when we see our own notes again, we will always revise it, right? That's the last important point. कि अगर आपने एक बार पढ़ लिया, किसी कॉन्सेप्ट को समझ लिया, it would be really really important that you will practice that thing. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि कोड में क्या प्रैक्टिस करना है, कोई जरूरत थोड़ी ना प्रैक्टिस करने की. आई फील कि अगर आप किसी भी चीज को बार बार रिवाइज नहीं करोगे, प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे, भले ही वो सेम क्वेश्चंस हो, at least I am talking about myself, I have a potential to forget. मैं भूल जाऊंगी. I think that's the main reason of teaching DSA. अगर मैं नहीं भूलती, अगर मेरा मेरा माइंड उस तरीके से काम करता, right, कि I will remember everything, so why will I teach DSA? The only thing where I think my motivation of teaching is DSA is that I want to make it revise again and again, right, ताकि मैं भूलूं ना. So that is the most important thing, that please make sure that whenever you're learning DSA or be it any other concept, have a habit of writing it down and then do it, practice it. Or with the practice part, you can do a lead code platform. For the revision part, again you can refer your own notes, right? Again you can refer your own notes. This is the overall idea behind having this particular DSA per se. It's not difficult. Some people usually say that how much time is required to learn DSA. I feel, for example, for the paid batch, if I'll show you, a few days back only when I designed the curriculum, uh, let me just check it out. DSA paid course. If you will see that this is just a 2 months course, and here if you will be able to observe, I have been covering up all the topics from the basic to the advanced level, and that too only the weekend classes. So if I can cover up, or if the students can get the knowledge within the 2 months of their journey, I think 2 months are more than enough. You should have to set a deadline. If you can do by your own, please go and do it. That would be a great way. Even if you will ask me how you learn DSA, I think मैंने सबसे ज्यादा तो खुद से ही एफर्ट डाला है. इन टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरिंग अ बुक, आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप कॉर्मेन बुक को रेफर कर सकते हो अगर आप खुद से सेल्फ स्टडी करना चाहते हो. You can refer the Corman book. It's a standard book. Even it is available on my GitHub repo. You can go and check it out and download that. MIT के lectures available है. You can go and check it out, right? If you want to do a self-learning, for the self-learning path, I am saying, and you can check my playlist, YouTube playlist also. You can check it out. And with respect to DSA using Python, specifically, if you want to see that how in Python we can do the implementation, you can check it out, the playlist. Apart from this, again, I am saying, uh, very recently, I have launched my own course. If you want to learn with me, if you want to have that, lack of motivation kind of a thing, you want to see that, okay, in terms of I will go to the class, I'll join the session on a consistent basis, and that's how I will get the motivation. You can go and explore this particular, my website, and I have launched the course. Already there are 20 enrollments, 20% off was going on. Maximum enrollments for the discounted seats are filled up. Few enrollments are still left. Few numbers are left. You can go and check it out, right? So this is the thing. Again, batch size is very limited. Once this slot will be booked, I'll not entertain any other member here. So this is the complete idea behind the complete DSA part. In terms of self-learning, how you can do, in terms of live sessions, how you can take. So in terms of live, I think you can just explore the course. You can just explore the course, right? Very reasonable price I have put upon so that everyone can afford. That's the only reason. Now, if you have any sort of question in terms of doing the preparation, again, I am saying content wise, you will be able to get a lot of content in DSA. Today's generation is a content driven generation where you will find a lot of content everywhere, right? What I'm saying is please do follow one path, be consistent, practice it, make a notes, and I think you will be able to succeed. And you will never ever regret to have a good knowledge of DSA. This knowledge of DSA will always help you out. In terms of language barrier, please don't go and have a very good debate on this language part. You can be doing it in Python, JS, and any other programming language. I have seen lot many freshers, specifically I'm saying, who are very much distracted with respect to this conversation that which programming language I should start. I would suggest any programming language will work. It would be the it would be great if you are doing with Java or C++, because you will be able to get more references on the other websites like Stack Overflow or on other websites where you want to take a reference if you're doing a self study. But by saying that, always try to focus more on the conceptual part. आपको अपने foundations को strong करना है और practice करनी है lead code questions की. I think language barrier आपको कभी नहीं आएगा in terms of doing the implementation. ठीक है? At least whatever companies I have given the interviews, no one even asked me or forced me to write in that specific programming language. And I believe that is the same trend which is going on and which will be going on. Okay? Now let me take few questions and then maybe we can wrap up the session if you don't have. From last 18 months, I am working as an analyst. I have done masters in maths. Now I am completely focusing on ML. Do you teach ML? I need proper guidance. So NB, I have already taught ML, if you will be able to observe on my channel, if you will go and check out the playlist, that's not a full complete playlist. If you will go and check it out, I have started teaching that. If you will be able to observe, there are so many videos which is already uploaded, and I'm still working on creating more content on this part. Okay, as of now there is no as such paid live course for ML is going on, but in future maybe I will plan to conduct that as well, because many people are requesting me for the same also. Machine learning is one of the greatest demand after DSA, but as of now I am focusing on other things, so I will not launch it very soon. But yeah, meanwhile, you can take a reference from these videos, and I'll try to upload more videos in this playlist itself. But if you are starting, I think these initial videos will always help you out in order to get a better knowledge, right? Um, I am from remote hill area from Uttarakhand. So due to lack of knowledge, I have joined this company, but I see no growth here. Please guide me. Thank you for your time. So NB, I think if you are not seeing any growth in your present company, first thing is you are saying that due to lack of knowledge. I feel that if you will spend your time more on listening YouTube videos, proper YouTube videos with the proper guidance with the respect to the people. Nowadays, with the internet, we can access anything or everything. So, lack of knowledge should not be the reason. And second thing is, if you're not seeing any growth in your present company, I would suggest you to switch it as soon as possible. That is the only way to, get out of this situation. Just try to prepare for DSA, data structure algorithm, and try to prepare for this. If you're applying for this data science or data analyst, accordingly you have to do the preparation. For example, in data analyst position, SQL is something which is very very important, and they will definitely ask you. Apart from this, the tools like MS Excel, Power BI, Tableau, all these you should have a great command, right? So accordingly you can plan your journey, but I would suggest that uh, there are lot many opportunities still which are there. And nowadays after COVID, interviews are also conducting online, right? Virtual interviews are there, virtual course launching is there, even the launch which I have made is also virtual. So there are so many physical things, virtual things going on. So you are from any location, anywhere, you can take accessibility of a good mentors, of a good courses, of a good YouTube videos, right? The only thing which you have, which you should have, is the motivation to learn, the motivation to grow, and a good internet connectivity and a good laptop, right? That's what you need. And I feel that if you're listening this live, you have that accessibility with you. So please make sure that you should be confident enough and motivated enough to do the stuffs, and I feel that you will definitely do that, right? That's a good question. Many people usually ask from me that should we take the lead code subscription? See, it's quite expensive. So if you can afford it, definitely you can go for it. I think it would be 10,000 approximately cost, if I don't saying it wrong. I usually buy it a few times, but if you can afford it, go for it. The good thing is that you will be able to get company wise questions, and you can prepare it pretty well. Moreover, you will be able to get the solutions and the videos also for all the questions that you have. But by saying that, it's not mandatory to buy all the videos, all the solutions. People usually upload it in their own YouTube channel. You can just go and explore and write down the solution. If you face any trouble, go and check out on the YouTube. You will be able to get the video also. So I don't think it's a mandatory thing. Again, if you can afford it, go for it. I always feel that buying a course, buying any subscription with respect to learning part is just a upskilling part, right? It's an investment. Uh, I feel it's not a cost thing. The only thing is that you have to make sure that you are not taking loan or something to just fulfill this thing. That's not mandatory thing. Similarly, things going for laptops, some people usually ask from me that, should we take expensive laptops because we are doing data science projects? It's not mandatory. If you can afford it, you can take it, right? But it's not mandatory, because nowadays again we have a cloud platforms where you can, where you can do anything or everything, right? Subscription based things are there. So always look for your finances and then try to, you know, spend your money very wisely. That's what I always say. But if you can afford it, do spend it in terms of upskilling yourself, in terms of buying new courses, in terms of exploring, in terms of traveling, in terms of buying some supercomputers, anything, whatever you can do. I think these things gives me the motivation, so I usually do it for myself. So that's why I'm suggesting you all, right? uh, so as I already answered, I don't have as such right now, no course on ML, right? Are you going to use Python while teaching? Definitely yes, Somnath. I will be using Python. But if let's say someone will in the live batch will be comfortable in Java and they are doing in some other programming language, for example Java, and they will ask me some query that okay, I have done the implementation after the class or in the class in Java, and that's the issue I am facing. So I will entertain those doubts also, because as I said that it's independent of any programming language. So I will not restrict any student in any specific programming language, but if you're asked from me, I'll do in Python. Okay? In this batch which I was talking about. In this batch. Okay? Is the DSA playlist in your channel is completed? It is completed in terms of easy to intermediate level. Few advanced level topics are missing. For example, you will observe Kruskal algorithm, Bellman-Ford algorithm, Prim's algorithm is not available in my YouTube playlist. I didn't get the time to upload that, but definitely these topics are also very important. So few topics are missing. If you will, you can check it out the syllabus here, and you can compare it with my playlist. Maximum topics you will be able to observe that already available, but still there are few topics which are missing, and that's something which is not mandatory, but it would be good to have that knowledge as well. But because it's a live batch, it's a paid batch, I don't want to miss anything. That's why I have included here everything. Okay, which should be there. um as per your knowledge, how can someone enter into biomedical imaging space? So Roshan, in terms of biomedical things, I think if you have a background knowledge of, if you're someone who is from this domain, then though it would be a great choice, because there are so many friends of mine, and even I have also done my project or my thesis work in biomedical imaging itself. But the lagging point which I faced in my project is that I am not from that domain. But there are few friends of mine. There is a startup where I'm a technical assistant there as a part time, where if you will be able to see, they have a background in that. So if you can do a collaboration with someone who is in this background, and you are strong in, the concepts of deep learning, machine learning, and all those aspects, then I think that's a great choice. That's a great combo. That's a great combination. For example, I remember the CEO of that company is the student of a biomedical, and the co-founder is a person who is very good with the technical skills in terms of machine learning, deep learning, and all those stuffs. These two things are required, and if you have that combination, then I think that's a great choice. Second important thing is that if you can do a collaboration with the doctors with respect to whatever problems you are facing, and if you're doing a collab, if you can do a collaboration with the people, because it's not, you can't do it alone. It's a group effort. If you can make a good group with respect to this particular domain, I think that's a very vast domain, and future is very bright in this domain as well. So you can go and explore that part. These two things I feel is important, right? um I do. Should you data analysis or data science and Flask web development after JavaScript? I didn't get your question, the unseen 24. What you want to ask? I should do data analysis or data science. Okay, I got your question. So you are asking me that which path you should choose, right? If I'm not wrong. See, it depends on you. But I feel if you are a fresher and if you want to start your journey, data analysis is a very smooth and easy path as comparable to other things which you have mentioned. And the demand for data analysis is also very high. It requires very less coding. Okay, it requires the need of a good knowledge of the tools, for example tableau, power bi, ms excel, all these things, and even sql. These things are not difficult to understand and adapt. So if you will ask from me, if I will be a fresher and if I want to start my journey again, so which path is very easy for me, that only I will take up, and which is in demand also. So I will go with data analysis, right? Any other question anyone is having? Azad is saying, please PW में हमारा class ले लो. See, these things are not in any mentor's hand. It's in a management hands. Okay, so many people are requesting to me regarding this as well. Whenever I will be comfortable, I'll try to answer these questions. But the only thing which I can say today itself is कि ये सब चीज़ें मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, because whenever we are in a company, whenever we're working in any company, we are under someone, right? There is a manager, there is a team lead, and you are under all those people. So you are not working alone there. For example, on this platform I'm working alone, so it's whatever request students will raise, I it's my responsibility to do as much as I can with respect to that. But in a company it's not feasible, so I'm really sorry for that, but I can't do anything with respect to that thing. So that's my humble request. So please, if you want to learn from me personally, so that's why I have opened another option to you, for you all. So you can go and explore. That's the only thing which I can do for you all. Apart from this, you can try to follow my YouTube channel, you can try to learn from there also. If you want to connect one to one to me, you can follow my topmate link. You can go to my LinkedIn, I have my topmate id. You can book and schedule a call with me at any point of time. Whenever you need any guidance, I'm always there for you all. I'm available. And I think that's the thing that I am doing today. So please, uh, whatever things are in our control, I think that only we should focus in our life. Whatever things are not in our control, uh, let it go. And when the correct time will come, things will always get opened up, right? Hi Priya, is your Python playlist covered from beginner to advanced Python along with OOPS concept? No, Riaz. If you will observe, in my Python programming playlist, the OOPS concepts are missing. So I'll not cover up the OOPS concept specifically in Python programming playlist. That's the intention. OOPS concept I will cover up in a separate playlist in future, because again, OOPS is something which is applicable for all the programming languages. That is common. But whatever things I have covered up in this Python, with respect, all topics are covered up from basic to advanced. Oops concepts playlist will be separated, which I will try to uh, create in the new year 2024. That's the next plans, right? Let me take further questions. So many questions are coming up. For freshers sitting in an interview for data scientist position on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong should one have knowledge about DL? For a fresher, I feel 6 to 7 will work. Like average level, at least you should know, because nowadays many companies are using data deep learning. Okay, that's the only reason I am saying 6 to 7 at least number you should have out of 10. If not, you are not good. At least 6 to 7. At least you should have a fundamental knowledge, like what is activation function, why it is required, what's the need of that, whatever be the architectures we have, you should know that. How CNN basically works, what is the maths behind this, right? Any project with respect to the image part, because deep learning basically involves the image based data set, which you can do, which can solve any real time application. All these things are important. And deep learning is a very vast thing again. So it's very difficult to crack that 8 to 9 kind of a scale as a fresher. But if you can do this also, I think that would be great deal. That would be a great deal. ठीक है? Mm. So the next question, Naga is saying, how you handle failures in life. Failures तो सबकी लाइफ में आता है ना. So we usually have success and failures both are a part of life. Failure के बाद ही तो success मिलता है, right? So I remember I was preparing for my GATE exam in 2018, I believe. In 2019, I have completed my bachelor's. So my plan was initially कि 2019 में ही I will get the admission in some IIT and then I'll try to do my master's there. That was my plan. So that's what I was planning, and I was thinking that I will be able to do that. I was confident enough because from the very starting, if you will see my profile, my credentials, uh, I was top ranker even in my school, then in my college, everywhere. So I always feel like that it's very easy for me to crack this exam. What is this? And even the GATE exam requires very fundamental knowledge, so I was very confident. But that was my mistake, that I was very confident. I won't be able to crack any of the IIT at that point of time, and that was a very big hit for me, right? Because once you expect something from yourself, and then if you won't be able to do that, that was a great hit which lowered down your self esteem also at some point of time. But you have to somehow again stand up and say to yourself that you have to believe in yourself. You have to say that I will believe in myself, and then I'll do more hard work. I'll see where I have made a mistake, and again I'll try to revamp the things again. And I think if you are having a very good intention, if you are very hardworking, if you are following what you want to do in your life, if you are consistent, there is someone in the upper hand who is seeing everything, whatever things you are doing here, right? So I always believe that the path, whatever will happen in the future, will always be good for me. That's the ultimate thing which I always think, कि अगर हो रहा है तो अच्छा है, नहीं हो रहा है तो उसमें भी कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा है. So that is how basically in terms of thinking in a more optimized manner you can solve it out by saying that I think everyone is having his or her lower point. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं ये चीजें बोल तो रही हूँ बट मेरे साथ नहीं होती हैं रोज होती हैं, कभी कभार होती है, कई बार रोज भी हो जाती है, काम नहीं होता है. So everyone feels at some point of time demotivating in terms of having a failures, but you have to somehow deal with it, and that is life, right? So that is something which you always have to understand. Is Python playlist available in your YouTube channel enough to start for data engineering? Yes, it is enough. Okay. Do one have to master working with TF1 or TF2 with Keras will do the work? Yes, I think TensorFlow is very important in terms of doing the implementation and deep learning projects. So, yes, I think yes, definitely yes, right? How many projects one should do as a fresher before appearing in an interview? And can we put Kaggle competitions as our personal project? That's a good question. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि if you will be able to have 2 or 3 projects also, no, that will work. The only thing is that you should not add some baby projects. जैसे कि baby project का मतलब क्या, कि house price prediction का आपने project लिख दिया, कि आपने solve किया है. These things will not help you out. आपको कुछ ऐसा करना है जो कि बाकी लोगों से डिफरेंट हो, राइट, इन टर्म्स ऑफ डूइंग अ प्रोजेक्ट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. मे बी आप एंड टू एंड कर रहे हो, मे बी आप डिप्लॉयमेंट अच्छे से कर रहे हो, कुछ तो होना चाहिए आपके प्रोजेक्ट में जो कि डिफरेंशिएटिंग फैक्टर हो बाकी लोगों से. एंड दैट्स वेयर आई थिंक द वर्ल्ड विल अप्रिशिएट यू. सो if you have 2 to 3 projects in your resume, I think as a fresher that is well and good. The only thing which you have to make sure is that you will take some real time data, you will take some real time projects, you will try to do it end to end deployment, so that interviewer will get impressed, and you should have a very good coding writing skills also, right? That is not within everywhere. And always try to upload whatever projects you have in your GitHub profile, so that at any point of time, whenever you're going for an interview, you can try to share your screen and explain to them that's what you have done, so you have a proof of your work. So I always say that LinkedIn and GitHub plays a very important role whenever you're applying for any job interview. Try to spend your time on creating a very good profile on LinkedIn as well as on GitHub. That will really help you in order to get good jobs and many opportunities in your life. Okay. I think I have already answered all the questions. Whatever I want to discussed today, I think I already have discussed. So, a complete wrap up. We have today in today's session discussed that what level and what, as per our dreams, what level of questions, what level of preparation is required, right? For service based, even I'll share the note file with you all in the comment section of this video. And I really want you all also to please hit like button. Please do share this video with each and every one on LinkedIn also. Please do tag me whenever you're sharing this video, and comment that what things you have learned in this video. So basically, at what point of time, according to as per your aspirations and dreams, how you can plan to study at easy level, medium level, and hard level DSA, and how basically you can plan your learning. See, for everyone's way of learning is different, everyone's way of planning is different. That's why I have tried to structure today's session in a way that it will be applicable for each and everyone. So you have to just check it out that for which category you belong to, and accordingly you can make sure that you will try to learn it out, right? I feel I have answered all the questions. um can you refer me for any? Definitely, Sukhwinder, you can just try to share your resume with me. If I'll find any job openings, I'll try to refer you. Thank you for providing good content and motivation. Thank you so much, Naga, for joining in. After JavaScript, what should I learn? Again, see, it depends on you. Like if you are trying to work for a full stack web development, please go with that. Learn about front end, back end stuffs. I'm not good in that, so I will not do big advices there. But I think with respect to JavaScript, that's the good path which you can follow. Maybe you can follow other YouTubers who are doing this job of having a very good knowledge about front end and back end development. They will guide you better. With respect to Python, if you're asking, data analysis, data scientist, data engineering, all these things are open for you, right? So you can take a knowledge with respect to that part. Okay, then, thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone. And I will see you all very soon in the upcoming live where we will discuss further interesting topics with respect to DS and data science. Bye bye, and see ya.